Good day everyone, how are you all doing? This is Yix here at Magnet Crypto, back again with another video. In today's video, as per usual, I'll be doing the end of week market breakdown, but this time it will also be the end of month market breakdown. So let's not waste any time and let's make some money. If you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel and like this video. I would very much appreciate that. And also, if you want to get started in crypto, you want to learn the fundamentals, TAFA, I've got a course completely free. Link for that is in the description. And also I've got a private Telegram group that I run where I give more regular TA, a lot of charts. Link for that is also in the description for you to join. With that out of the way, let's get started. So first and foremost, let's look at Bitcoin on the monthly time frame. And as you can see, it's just been green, green, green. However, the only thing we can note from this is, of course, there was a lot of selling going on at 42,000. Understandably, Bitcoin went up quite a lot in the last 4 months, so people want to take profits. And that's what's happened mostly in the month of January. So there's a massive wick above the candle showing all this selling pressure. And the thing to note is once everyone has done selling, that's when the bulls can start to take control again. But apart from that, we can't really see too much on the monthly time frame. Apart from the fact it's just bullish, we're still very, very much in the bull run on the monthly candle. And to be honest, I don't expect to see much red in this bull run for the entire year. As you can see in the last bull run from 2017, we only had 1-2 red candles. And that was followed by massive green after that. So not much to see apart from the selling pressure, and that's going to subside maybe, I'm thinking, towards the end of February, potentially March, but we'll see. We will see. Moving on to the weekly quickly, we can see a lot more correction on the weekly time frame. What I'm seeing right now actually is potentially an ABC correction. We've had, of course, the 2 red candles, a massive move to the downside, slight pullback from this correction. Potentially we could have one more major move to the downside, potentially, as I've mentioned before, down to 26, 27 or 25, or even finishing at 28, around 28,000, and that's going to be in line with the Fibonacci, Fibonacci. Moving over to the daily time frame, we can see that the falling wedge formation is still in play, the falling wedge, that's the correct term. This is a bullish formation because it basically gives price a bit of a break. It allows sellers or people that have gone long to sell profits, to take their profits, and once we break to the upside, it will continue back on the bull run. As I said, what I could potentially see in this ABC correction is one more move to the downside, a fake out or another shakeout. This was a bull trap, so this move to the upside, I did mention this in the private Telegram group on the day, even though we went to 30,000, unless we close above this pattern and close above with the high of 38, this is a fake out. And that's exactly what happened. It went all the way up, got rejected from the weekly high, and came straight back down. And what I imagine potentially is, as I said, one more big move to the downside below this pattern, a final shakeout, and then we go off. Now, how long this will take, I'm not too sure. This could be another few weeks. Let's not time it, as I've said many times. The best thing to do is to average in your buys. Don't try to time the bottom. It's not going to work. Moving over to Ethereum. Starting from the monthly, I say the monthly is of course showing a lot of green candle, a lot of bullish action. The one thing that I am looking for is to just close above the highest point Ethereum has ever been, which is I think it's 10,000 or just shy of 1,000. Sorry, I don't know why I said 10,000. Just above 1,000, just shy of 1,100. So if we can close just above this, then that's going to be very, very bullish. We could potentially see a retest of this level before we continue on going higher. However, if Bitcoin did not do this, it did not retest 20,000, potentially Ethereum could do the same and just carry on the offense. But of course, very bullish, high price targets for Ethereum, 2,000, 5,000, 2,000 definitely, 5,000 there's a good chance, and then some people are saying 10,000. I'm not sure about that. Long term probably, but I'm not sure about it during this bull run. Moving over to the weekly, L Fibonacci is at it again. So we have the bottom at 500 and we have the top at 1,200, and the extension 0.27 is now acting as resistance. So now we've got resistance, the high, which has now become support, and now we have a new high being created. So once we can close above this high of 1,395, then we will hopefully be in price discovery properly, because of course we beat the all-time high, but this was not a proper close above in terms of it did not activate bull mode. So we'll have to see. On the daily, as mentioned before, it's looking like a broadening wedge or a rising channel formation, and it seems to be still in play. The thing that I mentioned as well in the private Telegram group is that this is now acting as support, which is the midpoint of this chart pattern, but also the high or the main resistance level at 1,300 or 1,250. This could potentially be a partial decline before the proper move up. It's hard to tell. We could easily go down, wick down below this pattern before going up. But the thing that I'm looking for before I'm fully convinced of bull mode is a close above this pattern. So it will be properly 1,500 or so. And also a close or lower down would be a close above this level of 1,400 on the daily time frame. Mid to long term, then of course I'm very bullish on Ethereum. Let's move over to ETH BTC before we go over to the other altcoins. Looking at the monthly, this was quite interesting when I was analyzing ETH BTC on the monthly time frame. Now you tell me what you see, but this looks like a head and shoulders formation. You've got the left head over here, you've got the massive head, and then you've got the right shoulder, and then you've got this acting as the neckline. Now although this is ETH BTC, these chart patterns are still valid, and so the fact that we are now just about closing above this neckline is very, very bullish indeed. Now we were already bullish on ETH BTC before this, but now we're even more bullish because of this chart pattern. What I want to see, of course, is to confirm and close above this neckline. You can see this is the next major resistance level, this support which is turned resistance, and then the next one would be the next the next key resistance level, should I say. Now you can actually measure how far the price would go when you have a chart pattern like this, and the way you would do it is simply by connecting a straight line from the lowest valley to the neckline and then popping it onto the breakout. And so this is very, very accurate in terms of, not accurate should I say, it's very coincidental that this breakout and the measurement would be at the next major resistance level. Now it doesn't always happen this way, in terms of it doesn't always meet the exact target. However, halfway, if you use a halfway measure, just split this in half, then it's about roughly half, then this is a very accurate, this will most likely be met in this target. So let's keep an eye on ETH BTC, but this reversal on the monthly time frame is looking very, very beautiful. So want to see continuation, break past this major resistance or support and resistance, and then on. And this goes in line with altcoins gaining dominance, Ethereum gaining dominance as well. Next we'll have XRP. Now before I start with XRP, I want to mention, of course, I'm sure everyone knows about what's happening with GameStop, the Reddit group that is pumping the hell out of GameStop for good reason, to go against the hedge funds which are trying to short GameStop. So it's good to see the people banding together to fight this. So very good to see. And the next thing potentially that they're targeting is XRP. Now, as you can see, I was invited to this group to pump XRP. Now, personally, me, I didn't join the group because I don't want to be part of a pump and dump scheme. But potentially this could be the reason why XRP is pumping right now. As you can see, there are 155,000 members. Who knows how many other groups have been formed to pump XRP, but this could very well be the reason why it's going up. So what I want to say is be very careful with investing in XRP with any kind of pump and dump scheme like GameStop or any other ones that they're targeting, because the investments are not based on fundamentals. They're not based on the fact that although XRP is actually fundamentally a good coin and a good project, what's happening right here is not based on fundamentals. It's just based on hype. So when the hype disappears, the pump is going to end, and whoever gets left holding the bag, unfortunately, takes the big L. So be very careful with that. However, you can take advantage of this if you're smart. Now, personally, me, I invested a small bag into XRP after I sold most of it. So I've sold a little bit on this pump, and I've got some sell orders if it goes below 40 cents. If it goes even more higher into 60, 70, then I'll sell again and only leave a small bag. But just some advice: be very careful with these pump and dump schemes. They don't have long-term potential. There's always going to be someone left holding the bag. So be very, very careful. Now let's obviously bear that in mind while we analyze XRP. On the monthly, all we can see is that we closed below a very, very important key level on the monthly time frame. Since then, picked up a load of liquidity and pumped to the high heavens above another very important resistance level. If it can close above this and actually remain above this, then potentially we could push on to higher levels. But of course, bear in mind what's happening with the pump and dump schemes. So we got to bear that in mind when making this analysis. On the weekly, the one thing I will mention as well is I did make a video about Alessio Rastani's Elliott wave theory, in that this could have been the correction 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think. And now this could be the next big third wave. So it's very interesting to see that it's actually happening like that, in terms of it's got wave 1, pullback, and then this could be wave 3. We could have a pullback potentially to the 200 MA, and then wave 5, which would be a massive move to the upside. So I am looking out for that. Another thing to mention is that this important consolidation region around 25 to 22 cents was tapped as support before making a massive move to the upside. And also there is a counter trend line in play which has now acted as resistance. Now this isn't as strong as a proper candlestick counter trend line, as if it was perhaps like this. As you can see, candlesticks acting as a counter trend line, it's still acting as some kind of resistance. So what I could see potentially, if it closes above this, then we could see potentially 60 to 70 cents in the next few days. And this pump and dump scheme apparently is happening tomorrow, or there's something important about tomorrow for everyone to buy XRP tomorrow. So let's see what happens tomorrow. But as I said, this is short term, not long term. Now let's move over to Link. So Link, obviously, it's absolutely smashing it right now. The one thing I've noticed with Link is when it closes above a very important key level resistance, it tends to go on a monster run. Now let me give you an example. Here you can see at $1.3.20 was a very important resistance. It closed above, got rejected massively, and then it goes on a monster run. So we could see a similar pattern where now that it's closed above the key resistance, it goes on a monster run. Now let's be very cautious with this. It's entering, or it's getting close to a key level, $30, but I am potentially seeing this happen, and especially this trend line acting as support. As you can see here, we've gone on the monster run, two massive green candles, consolidated or retraced, consolidated all those gains, tapped that support line, and again gone on a monster run. Now consolidating, all those gains. It's tapped, or it's very close to the support level, and now it's attempting to go on a monster run again. The one thing that could happen though is another retracement here, or shakeout perhaps, before it continues on going higher. The one interesting thing as well, which I just spotted, is that these two candles, which happened in January, February, that's where we are now. So Jan, Feb, you could see two green candles and then a retracement before going on. As always, history does not repeat, like for like. However, it does rhyme. So do pay attention to these patterns that form. Next, we will look at Ocean. So Ocean, as you can see, it's retraced very nicely. A nice ABC corrective phase, ABC. So that's three wave move. And now we are retesting the key resistance level on the monthly time frame, which is 57 cents. Once we close above this, it will be time to rocket to $1. I mean, I've been saying this for a little while, but it's going to happen eventually. So when it happens, it happens. So very, very bullish to see this. But the main thing we need to see is a close above this level. At the moment, we're at 58 cents. So we could literally just about edge past this resistance level, which would be very, very nice. And that is 57.1 or 0.571 cents. So that's the thing to note with Ocean. There's just a major resistance level that we need to get past before we can continue on going higher. On the weekly time frame, this double bottom is completing, but it's testing the previous resistance, which is the peak between the valleys. We need to just make sure to maintain that and then continue on going higher. But at the moment, there's a lot of indecisions, there's a lot of volatility with Ocean. It's a very popular cryptocurrency, but there's a lot of buyers, a lot of sellers. So at the moment, it's just kind of basically staying still with all this volatility, and it's almost equal pressure. So it's going to explode very, very soon. I'm sure of it. The fact that it's staying above this important key level. Polkadot, you can see on the monthly, all we can see just pure green candles. Nothing else to see. It's just a massive bull run. I'm sure we're gonna end up getting some more resistance some way forward, but at the moment we are still in price discovery on the monthly time frame, and it's just a pure bull run. So we can't really see too much, apart from the fact there is some selling pressure above it at $20, and there's still a lot of buying pressure as well, pushing it up. On the weekly time frame, we can see a little bit more. We can see that $20 was a key level. Of course, people taking profits. It's a big round number. That's naturally going to happen, and thus we had this massive red candle, a retracement, and this is natural. This is what has to happen before it can continue on. I see a similar move, the ascending inverted ascending scallop, where you have this inverted J pattern, and then once it retraces a certain amount, it would ascend to the upside. We can see a little bit more on the daily that you can see this massive rounding formation. This is the J, or the bottom of the J, and this would be the curved bottom or inverted. Potentially, I could see a massive shakeout before it continues on to the upside. So we could see one more big move to the downside, tapping this trend line, as I've said many times, before continuing on. If it closes below this trend line, then I potentially could see a short-term bearish scenario for But at the moment, it's a very hot crypto. There's a lot of hype behind it. It's still yet to, the parachain auctions is yet to happen. I think it's happening in March. So there's a lot of things going on with Polkadot that's gonna push it on higher. But let's keep an eye on it. Targets would be 25, 26, potentially 30. But the thing with these patterns is that the more rounded it becomes, the less there is of an upside. So let's keep an eye on Polkadot going forward. So we're looking at a members request right here. That's Uniswap, very, very hot crypto at the moment. Same with Polkadot, it's just pure green candles, absolutely insane. Look at this massive green candle, and then these 3 more green candles. It's gone past the highest level, it's in an all-time high right now, and it's definitely got more room to keep going. On the monthly, we can't really see too much apart from the fact that it's in a parabolic rise right now, so eventually this will get broken. But on the weekly, we can see potentially there's actually quite a lot more room. I could potentially see a blow off top happening where it just shoots massively to the upside and it goes way past its like a value, and then it retraces quite a lot. So I could see another massive green candle, maybe pushing it all the way to $50. Who knows? But once this parabolic rise ends, so once this curve gets broken, that's when we'll see a massive retracement. But as long as it stays above this curve, this parabolic curve, then I can see a lot more upside for Uniswap. As I said, the next target is going to be 25, 30, and then $50 for Uniswap. But you can see there's a lot more room in this parabolic rise. It's just about started basically. So there's another 1 or 2 massive green candles I think I can see happening with Uniswap. And last but not least, we have another members request, and that's AAVE. Let's first look at it from the monthly. On the monthly, same story again. Absolutely insane bullish candles. This is pure bull mode. So nothing much to say here on the monthly time frame. On the weekly, it looks like, conversely to Uniswap, you can see these massive green candles. It could be nearing the end of this parabolic rise. So 300 could be the number that it starts to retrace somewhat, like you can see here. How much was this retracement? About 30 something percent. So this could be the time for the retracement. If not, then we could easily see 350 to 400. But I think compared to Uniswap, this is looking more like it's running out of steam. Let's have a look at the volume actually on the weekly time frame. So volume has decreased a fraction, not too much, but it has decreased. So we're going to start seeing some selling pressure happening very, very soon. On the daily as well, to see some more clarity, it's looking like an ascending wedge pattern. So this, after this massive run, this is probably not a good sign. And as I said, this will probably end up in some kind of correction. That's what I could see going forward. But the thing that I do want to mention is, let's not go against the trend. I.e., we're going to see a retracement most likely. I'm not sure when, but it's going to come very soon. Especially you can see that on the weekly. However, the correction will last a certain amount of time before bull run gets activated again. So don't try to go against the trend, in my opinion. If you've been in it a long time, obviously take some profits, but don't fight the trend for sure. So that'll be all for this market breakdown. A bit of a lengthy one. Hope you got some value from that, and see you in the next video. Peace.